Hey guys, Lauren here from the Celeste talking today about it's the end of the month, right? So March favorites and what's been going on. So lots of cool things. I will be showing you my tarot decks. I've done a lot of readings this month for others, which I feel very blessed because I enjoy doing them so much, and I feel like I'm really getting into a very comfortable place. I remember like all through last year being so nervous sometimes, or like kind of like not I mean like a little bit of insecurity around like doing readings, or like, okay, I hope this is a good reading for them. And it's like I've gotten much more comfortable, let me say. So it's like after a year after like doing readings for others last year, it's like, okay, it's like I really stepped into like my groove with it. So I just thought I'd share that. It does feel good. Like practice, like anything, like the more you do it, the easier it gets, and that I feel like applies anywhere across the board. So anyway, um, so really quick, I will share some of the books I've been reading. I've basically been like grazing with my books. I have finished a few of them, but not all of them. I've found I've started a bunch, and they're just all like there. So instead of having a to be read pile, I have a partially read pile of a bunch of books. But I will share one of my favorite fiction authors. If you guys are familiar with her at all, Karen Marie Moning. This is her newest one. It just came out this month, beginning of the month. She does really amazing urban fantasy, and it has the she in it. So, like, one of the reasons why I bought the Tarot of the She deck was because of her and how much I love, like, the Fae. And, like, she is such an amazing writer. So, I really recommend for all my woo woo people, because basically the very first book I would recommend is like it's like a very long series, but start with the first book is Dark Fever. You start there and then have fun. So if it is up your alley, definitely worth it. So there's that. So in regards to spiritual books, so I'll share. Like, so this month I found she's on Instagram as Manifestation Babe. Her name's Catherine, and she's brilliant. She does focuses on law of attraction among other things, but in regards for like women being wealthy. And I really love how she's super inspirational. So I've been enjoying her. She has two books which I have not bought yet, but they're on my wish list. So I thought I would share. But it helped me go back and look at some of the books I do have around law of attraction that I have enjoyed and started to reread. And I mentioned this one before. This is The Game of Life by Florence Scovel Shinn. Beautiful, beautiful book. And also, if you are thinking about getting this, if you can find this one, because it has four of her books, including The Game of Life. So The Wisdom of Florence Scovel Shinn. I got this at my used bookstore. It's $1.50 for this book, and my mom had given me this copy. And I've mentioned this is like one of the first books I read, and after reading it, it opened up my world. And I'm not gonna like say like, if you read this book it's gonna open up your chakras or you'll have a spiritual experience, but it did give me a spiritual experience, and like I could start feeling my third eye after reading this book. That's how powerful it was. And you know how certain books, like you can be reading the same, like say if you were reading like 10 books on law of attraction, there might be one book that gets through to you in just the right way where it all clicks. And basically this is what that was for me. So I thought that needs to be mentioned. And along with that as well, which I haven't finished either one of these yet, but The Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and The Law of Divine Compensation. So I was really thinking about, especially around like being spiritual entrepreneurs, and especially as women, especially as like some of the fears we can have around allowing ourselves to be wealthy. Like we can have all kinds of excuses, feeling like we're not worthy, feeling like we're not deserving. I even had a hiccup around this. Like I had and it came so clear to me, like with ancestral healing. Like I felt guilty for the opportunities that I have in my life that I know that my grandparents, great grandparents, ancestors, even my parents, they did not have. And I was feeling guilty about having these awesome opportunities and ability to like really go after my dreams. And I was holding myself back. And I got this super powerful message. Like it was like straight from my ancestors, like, and it got through to me that like me giving myself permission to go after my dreams, it heals me, but it also heals them. So I was in this place of feeling guilty for allowing myself to be happy and allowing myself to go after my dreams, as if I stop myself from living my life to the fullest, as if that's going to make what my grandparents, what my ancestors had to go through easier. It doesn't. So giving myself permission to be like, I'm the one in this present moment, like I can choose to heal. I can choose to break the chains, the patterns that all my ancestors and my, like the recurring family like issues and tragedies and like, yeah, patterns or experiences. I can be the one, and the same for you guys too. Like you can be the one that decides, I choose to break that chain. I choose to break that cycle. I give myself permission, knowing like if I heal from this and break this chain, it helps heal them and it frees them. If you allow yourself to free yourself from repeating negative patterns, you're choosing to also heal your ancestors and your descendants. So I thought I would share that. It's basically like the idea like you're choosing to allow love to come in and heal like through your DNA, help open up, heal yourself so it can heal your entire family lineage and, both past and present and future. So I know, I was like, woo, but I really do believe that. So I just thought I would share. So anyway, and then another really awesome spiritual book I just got into was the Vera Stanley Alder. I might have even mentioned this last month, but this is The Finding of the Third Eye. Awesome book, and I'm like halfway through, but it was rocking my world. It basically sums up a lot of spiritual truth into like a pretty short book, and it is beautiful. And it's really old school. It's like from the 1930s, so I really do recommend. And then another basic, well, I'll say basic one, is How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is not necessarily a spiritual book, but it is really good for you, like in regards to like how we show up in our jobs, in our careers, in our businesses, and helping like be able to manage people and bring out the best. These are a lot of, in a way, it's like spiritual wisdom, but it's like practical wisdom on how to learn how to treat people and how you treat yourself and how to stay, like how to be strong and have good boundaries, but also bring out the best in people. So if you have a business where you have people on your team, or you have employees, or you're having to deal with coworkers or deal with the boss, or any and all of the above, or vendors or whatever, clients and customers, it's how to show up and deal with like issues that can come up, but help be the facilitator for peace and harmony in your work life. So How to Win Friends, and it's also that this book and both of these books, these are both old school books from like the early 20th century, so definitely consider those. The wisdom here, it hasn't changed. It applies to today. So my brother had recommended this to me, and I was like, you need to read this before you do anything else. And I found a lot of this was a lot of stuff I had to learn the hard way in a decade of doing business. I was like, you know what? I wish I had read this like the first year I was in business, and probably same for this one too. It's just like allowing ourselves to look at like using spiritual laws and how those affect us on the very mundane root chakra practical level, and because it's like those laws are still in effect no matter what, right? Like on every level they're still in effect. So learning how to deal with difficult people and how to bring about more harmony. Like I'm an Empress birth card. I'm Empress energy all the way. So I'm like anything to maintain harmony and make sure everyone's happy at the end of the day without also sacrificing my own internal harmony and happiness. So I thought, in case you guys needed that. So I know I've been reading all these books. So excuse me, I'm gonna drink some water. And what else? So I'm going to talk about some of the tarot decks I've been using. And so one of the big things I have been doing this year, and I was so proud of myself because January, I'm not going to say I was 100% perfect, but I stuck to it so well, and I'm about to do it again. The 90-day plan, I never actually read the book on it. I heard, I had a business coach that recommended it to me, helped me stick to this and how to focus, but like having a 90-day plan where you pick one main offer, you have like one main goal in mind for 90 days in your business, and you use that to direct your marketing and keep it very simple, tight, and focused on how you are, marketing, projecting, showing up in your business, and not and also allowing yourself, like, even if you have a million ideas, a million possibilities for yourself in your business, how to wrangle all of that and stay focused on one thing. So even if you have 10 ideas, you're not trying to chase, it's like the idea of like two birds in the bush. Like, one bird in the hand is better than two birds in the bush. Like, you can't effectively go after all of your ideas and like really see them through and nurture them to really get some major traction and momentum if you're trying to chase 10 different things. Allow yourself to use your considerable energy and focus to focus on one thing and get that off the ground. Like, if you're like, ideally, like, so if you're in business, or like if you're a tarot reader, spiritual entrepreneur, say if you want to have like 10 offerings, like when you think of your business and like your longer term goals, I want to have this many offerings. You have to focus on one at a time to get them all off the ground effectively. So this is like giving us permission to focus, giving ourselves permission to not have the shiny object syndrome detract us from our goal. So yeah, and I have found this year it has helped me. It has helped discipline me, but in a way that doesn't feel like disciplining myself. It's more like, oh, here's a potential new idea. No, it goes right here. I will be able to get to that, not, momentarily, just not right now. I have my goal. I'm sticking to it. So I found that really did help me in regard. If you feel like you have like ADD or a million ideas, you got a million idea bunnies running around in your head, and you're like, I want to do it all. This helps discipline you so you can have it all, and it gives you permission to know, like, if I'm focusing on this one idea, I can add the next one, the next 90-day cycle. So I just want to share that because I have been using that for my own clients as well, helping them stay focused and trusting and allowing themselves to have permission to keep it simple. Like, you don't have to do all the marketing. You don't have to do all of the social media. It's okay, and it's okay and it's effective to keep it simple. The key is being consistent. So you're allowed to have like one main social media account, but stay consistent and keep it simple and show up every day, or consistently, show up every week in some way. So I just thought I'd share that. But another thing I do for them, for my clients, is I do tarot readings specifically for my business clients. Sorry, hold on. Okay. And I wanted to share some of the decks I have used for that, and like which ones have been reoccurring, which ones I have found to be super amazing for the business readings. Actually, one deck I haven't used, which I'm surprised at, is the Fountain Tarot, which I love that deck. I just have not pulled it out, even though it's been for business readings. But anyway, okay, that's an aside. But I will share. So the Salsarabito, modern deck that it is, and I know we've seen it, but I love the box. It's a nice hard box. But this deck was really good, actually. I found it, I love the modern style. I found it very great for the clients. But it was very to the point. I say it's to the point. It actually was a very long tarot reading, and yesterday I realized I can't do a short tarot reading for the life of me, so I'm not going to try to pretend. But I found this deck was really beautiful for like business, but emotional support and dealing with like helping nurture and support and give clarity and guidance for my business coaching clients. So, and helping them get through like the emotional, like the fears and doubts and the things that they were struggling with, and helping them move forward towards their goals in their business. So I found it was a very supportive deck for that, and I love it. And what else? And of course, like Morgan Greer. I use this one more. I won't pull this one out, but I use this more for the beginning of the month. But I found it very good. It's good for everything. Who am I kidding? But it's beautiful. And another one I got was and I've actually really enjoyed this. I didn't use it right away, but I've been using it this week really heavily. And I was using it all month for myself for like my own business. But the Bad Bitches Tarot by, let's see that shine. There's the backing with her bees. It's so cute. And I have really enjoyed the Bad Bitches Tarot. It has been as minimalist as it is. I was getting a lot of awesome insights for the readings I used it for. I also did not use it just by itself. I used it with oracle decks and also supporting tarot decks. And who did I use it with? I used it with Shadowscapes. So, and one more. The Cosmic Tarot. I love this deck. So yeah, Cosmic Tarot, Shadowscapes that came out, but this I just adore for, like, look at that. It's really, it's quick, it's easy. Well, I'll say it can be quick if you're a quick reader, but I'm not, so it wasn't. But it's super, super clear. I feel like it gives like really good practical like action steps to take, and makes it, you know, just to the point. And there's the Page of Cups. So it is very minimal, but and I love the fashion. I've talked about, you know, I love it, and I like the even the background colors. So it's like kind of as color coded to the suits. Like, look at their outfits. Look at their outfits. Sorry for the glare. But yeah, I really do love it. I thought I would. It took me a while. I was like, is it a deck that I want and it has that rose gilding? But it is totally up my alley, especially because I work with women entrepreneurs. So just something that's sassy and modern, but like minimalist and, just, yeah, to the point and just fun and very empowering, obviously, super empowering. So I loved it. It's a very fun deck to use, and I think that's pretty much all the tarot decks. Oh yeah, and actually, I was very committed now. I've really stepped up using the Star Child Tarot, which, by the way, you guys can pre-order the Moon Child. It did come out, in case anyone's wasn't aware. In case you're the first I'm the first person to tell you. But I have stepped this up into my readings, and I don't ever just use it on its own. I use it, I mean, I always use Oracle decks, but I did use it with the Lumina. But I did use the Lumina this month, but actually not as, it wasn't my main deck. I was pulling out all these other decks. But yeah, Bad Bitches has been so much fun. But the Star Child, it's always powerful, right? It is always so powerful. I'm like, yeah, this is definitely like a top tenner. I cannot wait for Moonchild to come out too, and just see how that energy sits. And I love it. So it's super beautiful. I always kind of end up treating this like the higher self message. Like, what is the highest expression going on right now? What are the energies at play for the highest good from the high? Like, what does a higher self want you to know? So it's usually how I kind of like take it. But gorgeous, gorgeous deck, right? Yes, yes. And then my Oracle decks I've been using religiously in all my readings are Connected and Free, which Manifestation Babe, she has this deck. I was like, good for her. You know, like, this is a great deck. Oh, look how beautiful the colors. This is by Inner Hue. I still highly recommend. I love it. This would be a great, like, if you just had like one Oracle deck, this would be a great one. But yeah, super good in the readings. I don't find it to be so much like, like super clear and like, here, do this. It's more of a help you, like, I always find it helps, like, okay, what's the internal questions you need to be asking yourself for this situation? It's never like, do this. It's sort of, you know how some of them can be, sometimes it can be very cut and dry, like, Color Gypsies deck. It's kind of like, like, do this. Here is the path. Here's the clear path. But this one's more of a, like, think with your heart. It's more like, okay, I'm going to need to do some internal work on this. It's not going to just be like, my higher self isn't like, here's the obvious answer. It's more like, no, you're going to have to work through some of your own feelings on this before you just jump off into the wild. So, excuse me. But I feel like it always helps me ask myself those difficult questions, and really just, like, even like when this comes up, I always feel like there's always a lesson to be had when I use this deck, especially for myself. But I love using it for others in conjunction with tarot. So, and not just Lumina, but all the decks. So, and I will say, this has been such an awesome deck still. So amazing. I mean, It is so perfect. I love all the colors. Like, slow down. Yes. So, we knock those out really quick. So, not for others, but for myself, I have been using like weekly, like I will pull like one or sometimes like 2 cards will come out, and I'll use them. But I have been using for myself. I've been using all the Alana Fairchild decks. I've been using Mother Mary, the Lightworker Oracle, and my favorite right now is the Sacred Rebels. So I'm using all 3 of these decks, but I have been using the Sacred Rebels for my clients, like as I pull 1 card to wrap up a reading, and I have just found it to be every single time it is exactly what, like for like my own personal readings. Like I use all 3 of these decks, like Mother Mary, and here I have some cards. I'll show you my cards. The like Mother Mary and Lightworker Oracle, they're always exactly the message I am needing to hear. But Sacred Rebels, I mean, they all blow me away, but Sacred Rebels has been outstanding. Like, it has always been in sync with the readings for my clients. It's been in sync for me, like where I'm at, and like I'm like, oh my gosh, it's speaking straight to me. And I've had cards follow me, like like we all have cards follow us, right? So I'm like, it's like, okay, I'm paying attention, being alert. But yeah, the messages in this one are so good. So if you are like me right now, like kind of like in a state of transition, experimenting, trying out some new things to add into your business, implementing some new things, like really stepping up in a new way that might scare you, that's out of your comfort zone, it's a great deck. Such a great deck. And yeah, all of those. And I feel like Mother Mary is great for like self-love and just having trust and faith, and like it's okay if you don't have all the answers figured out yet. It's okay. It's all part of the process. And I found this would be great for us, like for Reiki healers, energy healers, just us as spiritual beings. Super insightful. So, and then, oh, I was like, where is it? Oh, here it is. Sacred Creators Oracle, which I saw where Chris Ann said she's reworking some of the cards. And Soul Shines. This has been so good every single time. So like when I use this for others, when I use it for myself, again, it's so good. I usually will just, for myself, I'll just pull 1 card for the week and just use that for my weekly overall arching. I found that to be a lot easier. It helps keep me grounded and still keeping my practice, because otherwise I noticed like, yeah, so this year I've really focused on like doing like pulling cards once a week and just allowing myself to sit with those messages. Sometimes I can't even read all the cards. Like I can't, if I pull a card from all 3 of these decks, I don't have time like that day to read them all. So it's like I kind of just like read them throughout the week, and it's like a very nurturing presence, like to guide me through the week. And it's always on point. It's always, yeah, super supportive and nurturing, and it gives me what my heart needs in the moment. But also, like Sacred Creators is so good. It's so good. And sometimes I'll read the messages, like for client reading. Sometimes I'll read the messages. Sometimes I'll just use it for the tarot reading, just to help support the reading itself. But otherwise, like either way, whether the messages, if I read the message or if I don't, it's always so powerful and beautiful. So there we go. And then also I was going to share, so crystals I've been working with. I'm still using, like this one's almost like my daily carry. The lapis has been like my crystal. It wants to be with me. I just did a live on Instagram earlier, and I talked about how this has helped my migraines. I had a lot of migraines at the beginning of the month. Like I had like a daily aura, what's it called? Like an aura migraine almost every single day. And I'm like, this has been my saving grace. I felt like it always has helped alleviate it faster, I felt like. But either way, so those have been my 2. And then I added these 2 this week. Appetite, appetite and green opal. These, I felt called to use these. I haven't been using them like as much. I mean, I got them and I have been like kind of carrying them, but I haven't like effectively gotten like connected to them yet. But I just wanted to share because I'm like, they're so beautiful. It's quite unusual. They're unusual for me. So, but basically my main carry ones have been the lapis, and like I love these big palm stones, and then citrine and opalite. I found that this one's apparently helpful for anxiety. So for anyone who's like me, you can get easily high strung and stressed out. It's like if you're hummingbird energy like me, sometimes it's nice to it's okay to bring it down. It's okay to get grounded, and that's like what the citrine's for. And I just love also with this lapis. I don't know if all lapis is like this, but there's like gold flecks through it. It's hard. It might be hard to see, but I find it to be so beautiful. So if you don't already, I highly recommend, like, if you have a stone you feel called to use, like, carry it in your pocket, carry it in your purse, and hold it when you drive. Like in my car, I'll have one like right beside me. I have my lapis right beside me, and I just find it to be it's a very extra layer of support for you in like whatever you're going through in your life at the moment. So there we go. So I hope that helps you guys. There we go. So I find, for like my clients, I have really found like the tarot is incredibly insightful and supportive with like if you're trying to work through a new business model or trying to do something different in your business. Obviously it's effective for like everybody, right? But like how I've really learned like what I enjoy most is like helping them have that better insight, overcome any shadows or blocks or mindset issues, and helping them step into like having more confidence and clarity on moving forward, and creating, like stepping up, showing up, like helping them create what they needed to create in their business and like not stopping themselves. So I found that super useful. So for anyone else, like other tarot readers, if you do lots of business readings too, or career readings, it's just obviously don't discount the power of the tarot within a business reading. So I found it to be really, really powerful, and in the different ways you can look at situations and what might be stopping your clients from like really stepping forward and going after what they're really wanting in their business and in their personal life as well. So anyway, and for anyone out there, if you are like, I know like I've done lots of lives, and I've talked to a lot of you guys on in the Instagram community. So if you're on there, if you've been on the fence and haven't done it yet, please feel free to book a mini session with me. I would be happy to talk to you about your business and help you in any way I can. I've just been really enjoying it. This is something that I have stopped myself from really pursuing in the past because I didn't feel ready, or I didn't feel like I was good enough or qualified. And like as soon as I just gave myself permission to just start helping other entrepreneurs as I am, it just has helped free me and help ground me and like just get more confident within my own self. So if you are needing help like overcoming fears and doubts, or feeling like your feelings of self-acceptance or self-worth, and just helping you get a lot more clarity for yourself and your business and how you can really go after your goals, please feel free to schedule a mini session with me through the link below, and I'd be happy to talk to you. So I hope everyone has a beautiful rest of the month and a beautiful April. And I do recommend like look up the 90-day plan, and really allow yourself to get like a 90-day goal in mind, whether that's in your personal life or your business. Like the power of focus and simplicity and consistency. That is where magic happens, and I really do believe that. And just giving yourself permission to go after one thing and not let your energy be divided. So it's kind of like getting rid of all the distractions and the idea bunnies, and just going after the priority and knowing what the priority is, like allowing yourself to set a priority in your business or in your life. So, and going after it like a bulldog. So anyway, everyone take excellent care of yourselves, take beautiful salt baths. And one of my clients I told her, I was like, you need to do these. If you're an empath, especially if you're an empath and very sensitive, you need to take sea salt baths, like sea salt, Epsom salt, baking soda, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, put some quartz crystals in there too, and allow yourself to take those, allow yourself at the end of the day to take those baths and cleanse your aura and just get grounded. And excuse me, I was a gnat. And she was I had a client she calls them empathy baths. So empath baths. So definitely empaths out there, please take good care of yourselves. If you can't take a bath, I even have just like when I've taken a shower, I will just sprinkle some salt on the ground and just allow myself to ground myself in the shower itself. So you can step on the salt and just allow yourself to be grounded. And take good care of yourselves. Add a great self-care practice to your daily life if you haven't already, and just give yourself permission to take good care of yourself and stay high vibe. So have a beautiful day.